Yes, and hello, I'm Leon and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we may have gotten a little bit of break because, well, Goodman may have been, well, killed elsewhere. He may have been killed in two places at the same time. Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Okay. So let's go ahead and... Sure, Mr. Wright. Would you mind coming with me? I'll prove that these thicker glasses of mine aren't just for show. They are quite nice looking though. Let's go. Science awaits us. So here we are back at the prosecutor's office parking lot, where supposedly everything happened, but maybe or may not be. This is where there wasn't even a body found here. Who cares? Of course, if it was our victim who was still at the department, and my sister would never have done such a thing. I know it. That oil drum wasn't empty. The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Okay, so... well... since they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. What? Emma can really see my thoughts or something. We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Yeah, sure. Well, whether there was bloodstains or not, the water is in that oil drum washed all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Miss Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? The situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do this? I'm a minor, I can't even drink yet. What does that have to do with anything? Yeah, I mean, if you drink this stuff, you're probably going to die. Or, you know, have a very shiny insides. Huh? You had an extra pair of all those things? Yeah, I can't read today. Thanks. To test for blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this. See? Touch the screen and spray it on. What screen? I don't know what you're talking about. So... yay! Alright. So... now that we have the luminol, let's check where blood should be. Oh, here's some blood. What I don't like about luminol is that you need to spray over and over and over and over and over and over. Yep, until you get that thing. I mean, like, I can see the blood there. Just give it to me. You can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a blood stain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. I mean... it's not even that much of blood, really. Yeah... let's chat about this scientifically. Well... the amount of blood, I mean, it's too little. Even a paper cut would bring... okay, no. I've been paper cut and that's not even close to what... the blood coming from paper cut is not even close to what is there, but... small story about me. I actually got... the first time I got paper cut was like... 2 months ago. And I'm like 18 years old. So... imagine that. I'm like... this doesn't happen. Paper cuts don't happen. I'm like... paper cut. Like, everyone makes such a big deal of this. It doesn't even really hurt that much. It may sting a little bit, but doesn't really hurt that much. Why am I talking about things? Hey, Mr. Wright. See how I'm matching up the floor plans where we found the bloodstain? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, that's very useful information to have. Saved up my allowance to buy this. Good use ones. Lana. Yeah, that's probably what. Who Yeah. Shut up. We can't be sure that the police will reveal their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit their view of the case, and will drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Well, this luminous stuff is going to come in handy. Ha! I wonder how that fluid of yours is going to react to a nice deli box. Mrs. Starr. You only trust your own eyes, huh? Not bad, you do. This day old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's kind of lid doesn't really go. That kind of lid doesn't really get in my mouth. Yeah, shut up, stop it. So today's trial. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Mr. Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from the security room over there, but I was afraid that wouldn't get convincing and that wouldn't sound convincing enough. You see, I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry, you lied to the witness stand. That's unforgivable. So what? Little dear, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. You're not a detective, you're a landlady. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? Well, let me get a sip of my coffee. Thank you. So, you were a detective, weren't you, Mrs. Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. That number again, 2 years ago. What happened 2 years ago? No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. They confessed. They babble like babies. Babies don't babble, they just make strange sounds or something. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Coffee Queen. Oh, and here I thought there was something that gotten food poisoning. That someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. You were let go? Fired? I felt like I found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. Wait, she doesn't mean... Well... Let's start presenting things to her. Firstly, let the victim's note, because she mentioned SL9. What do you think about this? SL9 incident. On that knife. And on that note. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was used for transfer for the very day Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Well, the next thing we really need to ask her is, well, the photo she took off. She should. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from a guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? Kind of the scene, huh? And climbed the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took the photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Mrs. Starr, you lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Well, we all know what time. 2 years ago. I had one of those things up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the coffee queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that, it's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Well, we hope that it is not impossible, because, well, that's the only thing that's going to help Lana at this point of time. That's when I learned the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I've ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not even a little. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved in the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, some found themselves out of a job. Well, wasn't Goodman like still a detective? And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Officer Jake Marshall. On the security detail in the police department, isn't he? As professional detectives, we investigated the case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten until 9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side, and all the cables. Wow, I just had a small heart attack, thank you. Like, I was trying to move around and all the cables were moving around and my laptop just flew off my desk. Like, it almost flew off my desk. Phew! There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after here now. And no one up on their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Mrs. Starr's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when the detectives on the case have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie, what? Seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury's take lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with his treat. I wonder who. Mr. Officer Malson, is he, are you going out? What do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister in 2 cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me back then. This would be Officer Marshall, this would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating in this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Sir Jake Marshall. Someone has a little class with Marshall. Okay, so let's move on to the police department entrance, where something very strange will happen actually. So, February the 23rd, police something like that. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around as fast as they're blaring. So fast that they're blaring. I suppose it makes sense, a detective did get killed in their own department. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime, According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Like, too much. You're too excited about this. So, we are supposed to go to the security guard office for a second and then come back. This actually really confused me around the first time I played this one. I mean, February the 23rd, evidence room. Why am I reading those things? It's not like important. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is a guard station in the evidence room. So beyond the door is the evidence room? The scene of the crime? Sure, it sure seems that way. Oh! What's wrong? It's those cacti, they're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. Okay, this is like the biggest bullshit you ever said so far, Phoenix. Like, really bad. Really bad. And I've been through you since, like, I've been with you with the case about the tea stakes and the shit, like, you were overdoing this one, that one time. I know who this, I'm feeling I know who this guard is already. Yeah, I wonder who it can be. Who could have made such a very strange decoration? Oh, the suspense is killing me. Am I sounding sarcastic enough? So let's move on back to the police sentence. Let's start with frantic energy as always. Please! Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. The Dusty Gamso. It's no time for chit-chat, pal, I'm busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Oh... I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Yep. There's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal, you mean... We heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, pal? The same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot. Another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator... Yeah. Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested them, in fact. This is the biggest scandal that hit the station in ages. Everything stops topsy-turvy. Huh? But Detective Garsu, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch, pronto. Standing going around here, talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more about more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figured he is down there having a good cry. Later. Yeah, I mean, we might as well. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Well, we are trying to solve 3 crimes, I mean, come on. So, let's move on to the security, oh, yes, I remember now. We have to first go to the Wright law office and then we have to go to the detention center. Someone was really good at doing things. And now I'm trying to present it. So, off to the detention center.